hopefully we can keep tabs. Sorry, did the Facebook debugging. Wow, we got a really annoying vacuum cleaner in the background, but that's okay. That's okay. So real quick before we finish the assembly on this, this is a Dell Inspiron 3455 series. All-in-wonder laptop. I'm not the biggest fan of all-in-ones, and also not the biggest fan of fans. Like, you have no options to clean this other than blow it out with an air gun, or brush it off as best you can, and then maybe Q-tips and alcohol, because they just, instead of using it, you know, you could use like 1, 2, 3, 4, or even as little as 1, 2, I would say 3 minimum tiny screws to put that top plate on, but they have plastic coming through that they've taken. It was a plastic tab that came up and they took and melted it down to hold it in place. So we're gonna go ahead and not. Can you stand there? Just thank you. We won't bump into each other there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attempt to clean this thing off quick. Clean it out a little bit. Just it'll be a little better than, but it won't be new. But we'll knock some of those layers of dust off, so this fan will have more of a chance. Now, whenever you're trying to clean these out, there is, let me show you here, there is an obvious side where wires come out of the fan, and I don't know if this is too much of a papery sticker that if we try to peel it, it will rip instead of lift up, or if it will actually lift up. Okay, so we can see that wires come out of that side right there. Is their solder points, their solder connection. Can we get in on that? Yeah, there they are. And you can see the green circuit board for where the power being sent out to the fan to run the RPMs up and down. Now, whenever you're cleaning these off, and you're cleaning the side that is not the side closer to the circuit board and closer to where dust can get into the motor, you're pretty good to just brush it off and blow it out. If you do blow these out with an air compressor, hold the fan, keep it from spinning. Some people like to hit it with the air compressor and get getting the fan spinning real high and the air going through it. I don't know that it's gonna hurt it, but it's definitely not good for them. Probably not gonna kill them though. When you go to do this side, try and brush away. Try and brush away from the motor. So let's go back over here to where we're cleaning this out. So yeah, right, not a lot of time today. We're gonna go ahead and just rotate the fan, being easy, not to move it a whole lot. And then I am going to fire up the air compressor for a brief moment to let it build some PSI, or pressure, not PSI, build some pressure up and blow some more of this dirt out of there. Oh, yuck. There's obviously a lot. Wow, that tastes bad. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm going to turn this on and then mute. Alright, on in 3, 2, 1. Pretty loud in here when you get the the air compressor going. So just give it one more moment and I'll return. Yeah, wow. You don't fly in the winter?
Well, I might if see, my batteries are 14 years old.
Woo!
And that's why, because they discontinued this adrenaline.
Do you think, oh, you didn't think about getting some new ones?
New one what?
New batteries.
They don't make any new batteries.
For it? Really?
Yeah, that's why everyone, if you want a new battery, you have to do this battery mod.
Ha 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 ha. What kind of battery is that? Lithium polymer?
It's a lipo, but I mean,
you can buy new lipo batteries, you know.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
All right. Okay. So, sorry about that. Somebody walked in. We're gonna go ahead. Had to take a moment there. Clean out this part of the heat sink. And go get. Alright, give me 1 sec. I'll be right out with you.
Yeah, you can install a regular battery and use like a timer, but using the BMS, that's how you get your telemetry and all that.
Alright, I'll get a piece of paper here for you. Oh. Piece of paper, clipboard. Alright, go ahead. You can set that right there for now.
I can open it.
Go ahead, fill this out for me. Put your name, the best contact phone number for you. The date is what, 1/31/19. If you want to put an email, go ahead.
Okay.
What it would be problem, symptoms, or work done. Work wanted. Done. So just write that down real quick and then go ahead and sign and date it there. There's that.
And well, there's more actually.
5200 milliamp 35C. This is more. So you're just this is a newer battery you're modding to work with it.
Basically, yeah, we're replacing cells.
Yeah.
And I'll show you this right here. Okay, and that's the BMS. Now this is how the battery usually comes.
Right, it's in
so you take it apart, and this is what's left of the BMS.
Right, this here goes to the old battery.
Right. And that's the heat to take the temperature, and this is the 2 leads.
Right.
Which this unsoldered and put that back on. But then that has to be able to, because that has to fit in here.
Yeah, this whole thing clips in here. Yeah, I'm real familiar with these.
Okay.
Yeah, they took forever getting some of the stuff out for these. What is this, a 3DR?
Yes.
Or yeah, I guess it is a 3DR, yeah. Yeah, I've seen quite a few of these, worked on a couple.
I did that, that's all I was able to do. The rest of it is a little too...
Alright, where does that go? That goes to your balance lead and then to there?
Yeah, it goes from there and then to the battery.
And where do you want this temperature wire to go?
Just on one of the cells from what I see.
Alright.
It gets like it was spot glued on there. I did that just to protect it.
Yeah, heat shrink, yeah, good call.
And I didn't want to touch that because it still needs to be worked on.
Right. And what size, what capacity are these batteries?
The same. That's basically a replacement of that right there.
Yeah, 5200 milliamp. Right, yeah, so you're replacing it with a newer lithium polymer.
Right.
That is going to be a close one.
But see, it doesn't have to fit back into this.
Right.
Because the 3D printed tray just goes...
Oh, you're making a 3D printed one.
Well,
it goes over top.
Yeah.
What if you could put it back in here?
Some people can, but they say that you have to... the original one came with the offset. They offsetted one of the cells.
Yeah.
In order to fit back in. I actually still have the original tray, but I don't know how... What do you think? Because these are actually... See, the wires here on this are a little bit thinner than that.
Yeah.
But I cut these.
You're going to have a lot more room, but when you're running this type of power, you don't want to go too much thinner. But you can. You can go a little thinner, so... Yeah, I'll check it out, and we'll see if we can get it going.
This is the other... Let me know. My idea, anyway. Because this is called a solo tool.
What is it?
They call it a solo tool. And basically, it diagnoses...
It diagnoses what?
The battery. So I could plug this in here, and then it tells you your cell voltage and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's a smaller version of what I have.
Okay.
I got something real similar, and I'm pretty sure. Is it here though? That's what I don't know. If it's not here, I have it at home, and I'll go ahead and bring it in.
Well, I mean, it's okay. You don't need it.
It's the same thing. You basically plug it in. It'll tell you your cell count. It'll tell you your voltage. It'll tell you the individual voltage of each cell.
But what I'm wondering is, okay, this is designed here, and I don't have a charger. But I was wondering if this could be soldered on to appropriate leads and be more or less a connector. So that it could be used with a standard charger.
What do you mean? That?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to charge this with a regular charger?
Well, that way you could charge the battery with a normal charger.
Oh, okay.
And by soldering this...
So that goes in there.
Yeah, and then can this be soldered on?
Possibly.
Somehow?
Possibly. I don't know that...
And then just...
Right. I don't know that you're gonna... So you want to be able to charge this type of battery?
Right. Because once you do this, you have to do what's called a battery calibration.
Right.
You have to run this down to 12 volts.
Yeah.
And then you
ramp it back up. Yeah, balance charge it.
But to take it down to 12 volts, I kind of need a... Okay.
Right. You got to have a way to do it. Yeah, I'll look into it on that. I can't guarantee on that you can definitely do it that way, but I'll take a look for you, all right? Okay. Because I I don't know if you've ever seen any of these things light up and
Yeah,
these batteries go up.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are not pretty.
No, that's why it's a little bit scary.
I don't know where you keep this one at.
I kept that in the lipo bag.
All right.
I don't have it.
Can we tuck it in here?
I don't know if it'll fit in there. Oh, okay, it does. All right.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll flip it over so the leads are down. Okay. Yeah, and I will. I'll start working on this. If not tomorrow, it's going to be next week. I still have a few things here. I want to get your props caught up and pressed out of the way.
Well, that should be okay because they're only really good.
All right. But yeah, go ahead. Finish filling that out for me.
Okay.
And I will get started on that. It's probably going to be over the weekend or next week, most likely. I still have a few computers here that I'm working on that need to get done and get out the door. But yeah, the 3DR, I almost bought one of those, but I was like, I don't want a all-in-one solution. I'm going to get something that I build. You know what I mean? And if I want to change it, it's not really proprietary.
What I like about that is that's open source.
Right.
So right now the people that do writing up the, let's call it Open Solo, he's actually made it now. He added to like different things to it. Right now he has it. If you one of your cells start to go bad in it, it'll trigger a return to home.
Right.
So it's in a way it's a battery feature, but yet if you get better batteries, then hopefully you don't have to.
Have you looked at Clean Flight or any of that stuff lately?
Yeah, but this doesn't have anything to do with.
Right, I know. Yeah, I know. It's two different things. But I'm just saying, have you checked out any of the free open source stuff and the flight controllers that are out these days for stuff you can build?
Yeah. Well, I have some smaller drones too that I play a little bit with.
Right. All right. Yeah, but I'll take a look at that. That's who made that one? It's the 3DR, but who was it? US Robotics or?
As far as I know, it's called 3DR
Solo. Okay, yeah. 3DR was the company that made it. It's a Solo drone. Okay, yeah. I could never keep that straight. It's been a while since I heard of them, but yeah, I will get started on that right away. Like as soon as I got room for it to go back here. And you said you're not in any particular rush because summer's got to get here. Yeah, I like winter flying. It's not bad. All right, let's throw these in here.
Yeah. Well, if I could find a nice place, I mean, other than, so I do a little mod, because I use the GoPro.
Right.
And I put it out and do some fall footage.
Do you have a gimbal on that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a Taro, I don't know how you say it, 2TD, and I had it on a tricopter that I have, and it came down, it just like, the battery shut off at like, well, it didn't shut off, it shut off eventually, but I got some kind of interference, and I had an OSD, and I could tell my altitude and speed and direction and all that, the heading, so I had an OSD on goggles. Like it, what is it? What I'm trying to think, it's POV? Yeah, POV. I have the Fat Shark Attitude version 2s, but I had an OSD system wired up to the tricopter, and I got some kind of interference, and I was at like 150 feet up in the air, and the tricopter took off like full throttle straight up, and the last time I had a decent link where I could read the on-screen display without, there wasn't too much static on the screen. It was like at 1,200 feet, 1,100, almost 1,200 feet. Yeah, and then it powered down after that, and I found it where it come down, and when it come down, it took, and actually, here's the gimbal now. When it hit, it sheared the pin from this motor off, straight off, just sheared it off. Yeah. Well, I took and got the shank of a screwdriver that was the exact size of that pin, because at the time, you couldn't buy the pin anywhere for the motor replacement. Well, I found a screwdriver from the Ace hardware store that had the same size, the shank of the screwdriver. was the same size as that pin in millimeters. With a, you could test it with a calipers to get the size, micrometer, whatever, and put it back together, and decided I didn't want to have it on the drone, so I took and inverted it, because they normally, that gimbal would hang that way, but I inverted it, flipped the board over so it runs for a GoPro walking around. Yeah.
This, the gimbal on these things are rare now, and they're almost more than the drone is.
The gimbal?
Yes.
All right. We'll put it on eBay for you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, once I get started on it, you got a phone number on there that you'll answer?
Yeah.
All right. Once I get.
Well, it's my home phone, and it's connected to answering machine.
Alrighty. Once I get started on it, I will give you a call to let you know I got started on it. I'll keep you updated on the status of it, because I know some people really into their drones and stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I got right now. I'm got myself what do you call it? Like a demo flight, whatever. I'm trying to learn acro for my other drones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. You started out learning on auto level?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge hindrance. Do you have a, oh, what do I want to call it? Do you have a flight sim?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, flight sim.
Yeah, the sim. What do you have?
I have it free rider, just a demo one.
Free rider?
Yeah.
If you buy it, it's a way better experience if you go ahead and buy it.
Okay.
I will tell you that, because I actually own that.
Okay.
And what controller do you have?
I have the
Free Sky?
yeah, free Sky.
X9D or the X9D Plus? Is your display orange or blue when it lights up?
Blue.
Blue? You got the...
I6, I think.
Oh, you have the i6. You don't have the X9D?
I don't think so. I got cheap.
Man.
But I can connect it to the back of the computer.
Yeah, you can just put a USB cable direct into it, and you set it up with FreeRider. Yeah, let me see. I got my...
And right now I got the cheap whatever. Oh, holy cow! Yeah, that's way more advanced than mine is.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say these work.
Yeah.
These work great. It goes in the middle. All right, there it is. Yeah, you plug right in, and it goes right in. And yes, I have a model actually set up on here. And then I got sick of having to take a Spectrum radio out to the field, so I ripped. This came with a plane that I had, so I took and ripped. It was only a 5-channel controller for the plane. It was like a sail, not a sailplane, but kind of like a sailplane, like a glider. I took and ripped it out because it's actually a 6-channel transmitter that's in there. And when I hooked it up in here, so I have a 6-channel transmitter, and I bought a case, a Spectrum case that fits this, and I actually have a profile set up, so now I don't have to haul Spectrum radio out to the field, and I can use this to control Spectrum and anything that's set up with my Free Sky receivers. So yeah, good stuff, man.
Now, can you maybe help me with a little problem I can't figure out?
Sure, what's that?
Okay, I got an e-machine bat, which is a... Whoa.
There's my thing. That's just for testing their cells.
Okay, yeah. It's just it was a cheap little drone.
What is it? Eachine?
Yeah, Eachine about Q105.
Q105.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, in Horizon, I can trim it up, and I can more or less, I can hover.
Okay.
As soon as I put it into acro, instead of going up, it goes forward, like it's almost like I pushed forward. I mean, like fast.
You're getting it up stable and then switching to acro?
Well, no, I was doing both. I pick it up Horizon, take it up and set it down, disarm it, put it into acro, arm it.
And take off, and it just...
Straight, yeah, forward.
I would say it's with the check the calibration.
Yeah, I've done the calibration
on the computer.
Yeah. On Horizon, I can trim it. I use the stick control to more or less a trim it, and I can get a pretty level flight. But in Acro, it just shoots off straight.
Right.
I mean, it's not just a little bit of a drift. It's forward.
Like full forward.
Yeah.
Check in your controls. Check in the.
I did the dead man too. I added like 2 dead man to the BIOS.
The what?
It's called the dead state or whatever. So your transmitter.
Right. It's dead, so it has no control.
I'll put it to 2.
2?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Go over everything again. You may have missed something. Take the trim, wind the trim. Take the trim all the way down.
Yeah.
On it.
Well, then what? And then Horizon, I won't be able to hover then, right?
Maybe, maybe not. Does the control don't have separate profiles for when you're in Horizon and Acro? It won't.
No, it's just all one.
Yeah, then that you may not.
Is it on board then that's messed up?
It could be. Like I said, maybe try updating the firmware on it. There's so many things to check. You can try reflashing the firmware that's on that flight controller now. Or the board or whatever, I'm not familiar with that model, but you can try updating the firmware for it and just flashing the same firmware on it. Try seeing if there's an update. Sometimes that will help, and just sit down, go over it again. If it still acts the same, get a fresh set of eyes on it with somebody that understands it, because maybe they're going to see something you didn't. Because I know it's real frustrating. When I first started building them, I was using the KK2 board, KK2 Mini, and I think I bought them, and I was following an instructional video, watching the guy online build something, and I was doing exactly what he did, but about a minute and a half later in the video, he said something. Now, if you if you do this, you will smoke it. I must have smoked 14 of those boards in a row before I ordered like 5 at a time. Instead of, I would order one, let it come in, start building it, doing the flashing, setting it up, and then it would just smoke. Well, I watched through the whole video, found that part, saw what he was referencing, and then finally got one. Yeah, it took quite a few tries. And it was just because I was doing one step out of order that he had done out of order in the video, but he corrected it like a minute and a half later saying you need to do this, and I just hadn't watched that far yet, so I wasted a lot of money getting that model in the air. But yeah, just try updating your firmware or the software on it, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I've got a couple like the middle ones too that I play around with.
Yeah, they're all pretty fun.
But this one here, it goes a little bit faster, and that's why I was wanting to get it going properly, so then I can kind of like build up as needed.
Right.
And then I got a race one that is just going to be on the shelf for a while until I get more confidence.
Well, that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Just, wait till you can do it. The best bet is if you're inside in the winter, get on that flight sim and practice. And try to stay away from auto level or Horizon, whatever you want.
Yeah, well, I've been practicing after that.
Oh. Alright, there's that. Alright, I will let you know as soon as updated with what's going on with it. I know a few people that have had them before, but it's been a while since I talked to any people. There is an RC flight field, like kind of local to here. We had one, and then they sold the property, and now there's another one.
I just noticed something that you can tell me as well.
What's that?
I just noticed something that I had basically a wreck.
Right.
And I think my prop nut is still on my motor here.
The prop nut's on the motor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, it's not supposed to be attached, yes.
Well, at least it's in a good place for it. It's not going to get lost.
Well, I don't even need it because it was up a broken prop.
Ah, yeah, well, you should be able to get that off fairly easy, right?
Okay.
Is it reverse thread?
I don't know. Let's see, none of the else are.
What do they do? Spin off?
Yeah, they should. But it might be in.
Yeah.
On there pretty good.
We'll check that out later. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know exactly what all you need.
No, that's good there. I know what you want done. You want battery mod. I'll put that on here.
Well, yeah, I put that down there. And if, like I said, if this could be used as a bridge to
charge that battery?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll check that out. Solo tool as bridge to charge. Yeah, go ahead, close that up for me. I don't want anything happening to that. Stock battery. Alrighty, yeah, we'll get a hold of you. I gotta start closing down. I have another job that I gotta go to. So.
Alright, well, thank you very much. Like I said, no rush. I'm not.
Does that snap down all the way or no?
No, I guess that's what it does.
Alright, we'll put that back out of the way just a little more. Will this lock if these are pulled out?
I don't know, I never.
Alright, we'll leave them there. Alrighty, bud.
Alright, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Alright, and there we have it. Gonna be doing work on a drone, so expect to see something about that. How much time do I have left? We got a minute. We got a minute. I'll be back down here tonight, getting cracking on this. So basically, here's the problem with this not so great computer here. Okay? Let's take our tools out. We'll set them there. When you fire it up, it is very, very unresponsive. We have cleaned a few things out of it, quite a few actually, with scans and malware, adware removal, virus scans. It has pulled a few things out. However, it's just still very non-responsive to what we're trying to do. I do apologize about letting that go. Some people like talking. I like talking. Yeah, I like RC stuff. I think I made that point clear. I don't do too much RC stuff on the channel. I think I have one, maybe two videos. But we're going to go ahead and open this up quick to extract the hard drive. Let me get something to put the screws in. Anybody, if you got these little plastic things that RAM came in, or an M.2 solid state drive, an NVMe solid state drive, go ahead and keep them. They are very handy for retaining screws while you work on stuff. So let's get zoomed back in. How about I let you stand over there? And since I'm here, just don't move too much. I don't want you bumping into my coffee or my drink. So we had to work on a 3DR Solo. And I don't want to bash or anything, but if I remember correctly, 3DR came out with that and promised a lot on release and didn't deliver. They actually, I think they delayed the release of the drone quite a few times. If it was not like a Kickstarter or a crowdfunded project, I believe they delayed it and delayed it and delayed it. And it was just a delayed release, and then on the products it was supposed to have at launch did not happen at launch. And basically the whole RC, quadcopter, tricopter, multicopter drone industry that, RC had changed by the time they got the gimbal out and everything else. If I'm thinking of the correct drone, I could be thinking of something completely different. So, I don't know. We'll get into that in that video though. As far as I know, that is what happened from what I remember. Alright, let's go ahead. We're going to lift our feet up. We got to keep a close eyeball on the time to make sure we get to work. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll stick that foot right on that. We'll peel the other one up. Woo, almost in the thumb. Did y'all see that? That is fun stuff. Alright, forget the knife. We're getting the screwdriver. Alright. Release, damn you, adhesive. I don't want you peeling off the rubber. I want you coming off of the... I wonder what happened. What was the difference from HP, okay? What did HP figure out when they made this style laptop where you take the screw out, and after you take the screw out, okay, this little cap comes off. What's the difference from that style they made to this one where it was all in one piece? I mean, I understand doubling up the material, making it thicker, but this worked great. And you just take the screws out. You didn't have to unstick your rubber foot and make the adhesive less sticky or use new every time you wanted to open the laptop up. Yeah, I never understood this design, HP. Anyhow, let's see if we can get this hard drive out of this guy quick and at least get it plugged in as an external drive. What is our time check? 42. I am taking this on for 3 more minutes. Okay, we got that. We got all that. I do believe our ROM will come out. Do we have any screws under the ROM bay? We do indeed. We will put these with the bottom case screws. That way we know what layer they go in with. The keyboard should be loose by this time. There's actually only one screw on that other one I just showed you. One screw retaining it, and I think there may be one screw retaining it on these models as well. And this one is slightly different with how it goes in though. It's kind of a nuisance. Let's do that. Okay, boom, keyboard out. Let's move these. I know I'm going to smack into them at some point. A few internal screws, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, 4 on this model. Unless they hid one under a sticker. These are internal. We'll move them to that position. And with that, I think we can close our case. We'll probably open it back up to put hard drive screws in, and we'll put them in the upper part. Let's get this ribbon cable out. I don't know if we need to detach it. I don't think we do. There's one, there's one. With that, let's open this HP up. One of the steps on the way to making it great again. Don't be sad, computer. We're here to help. We're here to help you. You just have to, you gotta open up. Show us what's inside. Be the computer that everyone knows you can be. You do have one thing going for you in life. You're not an Apple or a Mac, however you want to say it. So look up into the bright sky. You are not an apple. Alright, let's get this hard drive out. You get it in the toaster. And this is going to be a good one here. Watch this. We're going to try and not flip these all across the room. Alright, success so far. The RAM ones are usually the RAM plastics for RAM and the plastics for the M.2 SSDs. Even I've gotten wireless cards in weird plastics like that too at times. They're all... Wow, look at that. Look at that. Do you see that? This is another, they took and chopped the corners on this one. Did anybody notice that when I opened this up, there's absolutely no fan. There's a gigantic void for where there could be a fan with a heat sink cooling this computer, and there's not. Not that some of them don't last, some of them do. And with the even lower power consumption that we find more recent computers having, maybe we won't need heat sinks, but I'm not going to buy it. I know they get warm and that heat will ultimately kill them. Alright, there is that. We're going to close this. And that was... It's not quite there. We'll go to this one. That was OpenHours for today. We're going to plug this into the toaster and get an external scan running on it to see if it picks anything up. We'll go ahead and let it mount. It mounted fairly quickly, so I have no doubts, local disk I, that the hard drive is going bad at this point. Click, and if you ever wonder how you're going to scan it as an external, put it into another computer. Get it plugged into an external, with whether it's going into a dock, a toaster, USB 3 to SATA cable adapter, an external case. Plug it into the computer as an external. You're going to right click on the actual drive in your file explorer and scan with Malwarebytes or scan with Defender. If you have another antivirus installed, you can probably do a custom scan on it and scan the Windows directory on your hard drive. Okay, and that scan is going. Updates. Malwarebytes is current with its update. Been OpenHours for today. Sorry the camera's in the way. Thanks for watching. I may do an after hours later. I may not. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Have a good evening. No Thursday train wreck today. We'll try train wreck for Friday. Thanks again for watching. I do appreciate it. Have a good evening.